going down the one in the curve. You heard me. Let me just set this up. Here in Southern California, it is a hot as fuck day, so we're still in this heat wave. It's crazy. Can't even really enjoy it because it just be feeling nasty out there. Even in the shade. Still hot as fuck. Good day to be in the pool or the beach or some shit. Oopsie. Let's set this up real quick. Alrighty. Now, for those who are interested, I did drop a new video on this channel yesterday, right? If you guys want to scope that out in a freestyle on my other channel, for those who are interested in that. Okay, move this over here. I also did drop a Texas version of a battle rap if you guys want to scope that out, to get new sounds, straight out of Texas, including that YouTuber who I didn't even know rap. And he's actually pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. I will give him that. And on this channel, today I was gonna drop a video talking about is the world too woke now? The MAGA movement versus the woke movement. I feel like they're both the same, right? The extreme right and the extreme left. I feel like they're both equally the same in their delusion. One blames the other for the very same thing that they themselves do. I just find that shit, funny, hypocritical as well. Like, it's funny how they could see the bullshit that the other side does, but yet they do the very exact same bullshit, and yet they can't see it or choose not to see it. Everybody plays stupid, I guess. Everybody wants to be right. Nobody wants to be wrong. That's how the world is. Never seems to fail. People want to take credit for the good things, never own up to the bad things. Especially now with Donald Trump stating that supposedly he's been hearing that, people would actually like, America to be run by a dictator. Like, where did you hear this? Who is these people that's saying this? Ain't nobody saying this but yourself. What you lying for? He always seems to do that whenever he wants to push his one of his more crazier plots, right? But he's just testing the water to see people's reactions. Is how he tests. Like what would people's response be to? What's cracking like in sound? What's good, my boy? What you doing? Loken token? Chilling like a villain? You already know we just chilling, carnal. Just chilling right here. Ya sabes, como siempre. Damn, my boy, you eating good. That sounds firme. That's right. I had that yesterday. Today we had spaghetti. Mamma mia, a little bit of Italian today. I could be Italian because the food's good. I like Italian food. I like pastas and like spaghetti and lasagna and all that shit. What's cracking like Mr. Pasa? It's definitely was good, Loke. You already know we chilling, my boy. We chilling. Chilling on this hot as fuck day. Ya sabes, no queda otra. I know, serio. This heat wave is crazy. You could sleep better in the cold than when it's hot. I like both birrias, the chivo and the beef. Which one do I prefer? I think to me they're both like similar. Not really that much of a big difference, but just in texture of the meat, but that's about it. Smart play. What's good? We chilling. Chilling like a villain. Yeah, I know, but the birria is good though. It's bomb. You okay? Oh, I'm feeding my boy. I'm all to the gravy. We always good. That was the that was the perro de gato. Well, I think the dog would have more meat to it, no? There's not really that much meat on a cat, so savage. Depends. How do they cook it? It gets me drunk. Probably because of the amount of alcohol it has in it. Yeah, it's probably because it has more alcohol. Yeah, I like to slowly get there. I like to, enjoy myself. I don't really like to get drunk like that. You know what I mean? Especially when you got to be on your toes. Have a good day. Hey, likewise, carnal. Yo, Cheetos, Fritos, or Doritos? Doritos. I have to hit Doritos. Doritos and Fritos were like close. They're close. They're close. I'm not too much of a big fan of Cheetos. I mean, I'll eat them, but I'm not like crazy for them. I prefer Doritos. The salsa verde ones, or the fucking flaming. Was it Flaming Cool Ranch? Why do you sound like my aunt's dad? I secretly, do his voice. That was a birria de pingüino. But good luck getting a penguin in Southern California. Shit. I like to drink slow and steady. Reward my surroundings. Yeah. It's different, like, let's say if you're at the pad, then you can, drink till you change your name, but when you're out and about, different story. Oh, he's Mexican? All right. Takis. Yeah, I like Doritos. Doritos is cool. Do you have a favorite beach spot? Favorite beach spot? Nah, to me they're all, similar. I'm not too much of one of those that just likes to stare at the beauty of nature and whatnot. I mean, I don't knock those who do, but it's not one of those. That's what we need for beach. Orale. Have you ever eaten cheese burritos? Oh yeah, all the time. The broke beans and cheese. Depends what kind of cheese though. Like the Mexican cheese or the American cheese. Jubilee, I'm from Juan's new party crew. Oh yeah, I think I remember you. Yeah, Simon Carnal, I remember. That was a Cholo Juan's new party crew. Why you guys gonna do Cholo Juan like that, bro? City closest to the beach, I guess less hot weather. Yeah, for sure. That's for sure. But because they're closer to the beach, they're gonna charge you more for that. You know how these people get down whenever there's something close to, homes, whether it be a school or a beach, they gonna tax you for that. They gonna add that into the reason why the price is so high. They'll be like, "Oh, look, there's a school right here. There's a beach right here." Like, and with cheese de pata. Oh no, not the pata one, bro. We'll do the cheese de like pinche ranchero. You know what I mean? Pero de pata, nah, my boy. That's too much. That's too much. What's cracking like a little rich? What you getting yourself into, my loke? Talking about justification. Oh, no, we just, we spitballing, my boy. We spitballing. Because at least from what I have seen, the areas that have been tried, at least for them to try to gentrify, right? Yeah, it works for like about the first few months, right? But then they end up just going back to being the same areas that they once were. those nice, beautiful apartments are no longer nice and beautiful no more. You know, they become abandoned, forgotten, and tagged up. And these motherfuckers, gotta make money somehow, right? So they start lowering the rent, hoping to, bring in the people, right? And it, like I said, it just goes back to being the way it was. That my friends with a coworker who happens also be a math teacher to UCLA. That fool is smart and trips me out. It blows my mind how intelligent he is. Well, yeah, if he goes to UCLA, he's gotta be intelligent. You know, they only allow the cream of the crop. It's sad that they gotta work, multiple jobs just to get by, though. It's crazy. Hey, but America, right? I wonder when they're planning to make it great again. Kind of a long process, no? When exactly is this, planning to, take effect? Cheese de pata? Oh no, it's not good. It's not good. I just got off the work. That's right, my boy. Just relaxing, enjoying yourself. That's cool. So the one fast food employees and calls a prank. Imagine if it was your nephew dealing with. But Cholo Juan's not the only individual that does kind of stuff like that, though. A lot of people do shit like that, though, right? Like where they go out there and disrespect people, and people find that as entertaining. I don't know. I don't scope out his channel like that, right? But I don't know if maybe he does have a video like that. I'm assuming he really doesn't have that many videos like that because I do scope out his content, from time to time, and at least I haven't seen no videos like that. Yeah, but that's not cool though. Person just trying to work, you won't be punking them. Yeah, it's not. It's not the business. Shadow is a funny vato. He's a undercover cop. My boy, if a police department was hiring me, then we gotta be questioning that police department. Like this is what our taxpayer money is going for. Like what a waste. Like Swifty Blue's another guy from he calls it yeah, that's not it's not yeah, behaving like that now when you're selling yourself out like that to just getting some type of recognition or views or whatever is just like you gotta have higher standards for yourself. You gotta what I mean? Not everything's about money and attention and views. Gotta have some self respect, you know. Like money's not good like that, bro. Like even that becomes bad when it becomes an addiction like that, where you're willing to do anything and for it. Dubs did a review and the fast food employee dude doesn't deserve any. Cholo Juan thought he was on the social media. I don't know. Maybe he was feeling himself that day. That was at the East LA Sheriff Station. Part of the Banditos? The Banditos? I don't know about all that. I'm happily married. Nah, the East LA, they already got their Banditos and their fucking Hop Out Boys and all that crap. So they already got something. They got several clicas as it is. I didn't even know Swifty Blue did that kind of shit too. Jump Out Boys. No, yeah, they do. They have gangs like that, like the police gangs. They have gangs like that. They have I actually did a video, breaking down other, gangs that at least that I was able to find. Yes, and they commit crimes. They're not social groups like they claim they are because they do illegal activity. And there's an initiation process, and they have colors and symbols, right? So yeah, that's a gang. They can want to spin it however they want, but he had an assault rifle pointed at an Asian dude biking out of 50 blue, and his team thought he was funny too, pointing the gun. First of all, you are not gonna whip out a weapon just to be, pranking anybody, let alone recording some shit like that. That is so fucking stupid. That's the worst thing you can do. I don't understand how none of his big homies would be like, "Hey, fool, what are you doing? Like, check yourself before you get checked," because that type of shit is not. You know what I mean? Get homies busted, get you busted for what? For some goofy activities, making the hood look bad. Anytime a gad's getting pulled out, shit, let me tell you, all cell phones better be off. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy what people find entertaining nowadays. Yeah, the more he slows videos, like. That wasn't around. Yeah, he's young and dumb. Well, he's gonna learn the hard way. Well, he's learning the hard way, so pretty sure he got the message now. Around the time of that, I don't know if he saw it. I didn't. I really don't focus on shit like that. I think all that shit is stupid. Anything that's on the internet is just, I think it's all games and goofiness. Because if it really is on some serious shit, it ain't gonna be on the internet. Not only that, those people that to be involved in those pranks, with shit like that, show lack of. Yeah, I mean, come on now, you're gonna get caught up for some shit, and you guys just being there with him, is gonna get you implicated, on some stupid shit, on some shit that's not even like on some real shit. Like, imagine getting busted, like, for some, like, a prank, like it wasn't even on no real gangster shit, like that. Like, that's the worst, bro. So what you in here for? I was doing this prank video, my boy, and I got caught up. While real motherfuckers are putting in work on their ops, you're over here fucking goofing around. Risking doing all that time and just for what? For a laugh? For a view? I'm telling you, that neglection's real, bro. People are just desperate for attention. It's a trip. I trip out, like, on people like that, like on that guy is like people like that guy with a Neo or whatever the fuck he is, that just does all this stupid shit just for views. I'm just like, if you could be like, well, look at how much viewers shit and subscribers shit. Doesn't matter though. Look at his fucking behavior. What a joke. Like, people are not, subscribed to him and viewing because they, support him, like him, right? But just because they want to see him get in a wreck. They're waiting for him to get in a wreck. Find that shit entertaining. His downfall. Like, they're not laughing with you, my boy. They're laughing at you. There's a difference. The fact that there is, imagine, around that check. No, has more numbers than the agency. They also do returning down the. Yeah, but I mean, numbers necessarily doesn't mean anything, right? But yeah, that whole the check-in shit is stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb. Like, who are you, bro? Who are you? Who the fuck are you that people are gonna come and check on you? You know what I mean? See, there's a difference from, let's say, if you're moving around in an area where is you're gonna be chilling in an area that has, certain individuals around there, right? Well, then, yeah, you want to go and just, respectfully, hey, I'm so and so, woo, just making sure everything's all gravy. You know what I mean? That way, people don't mistake you from being an ops or some shit like that, right? But as to say, I'm gonna pay you to what? To like, you can't even keep yourself safe, my boy. You know what I mean? He's gonna be acting like if his ops are gonna be like, oh yeah, they paid him already, so it's cool. Yeah, hey guys, stand back. Hey. You know what I mean? They have a gang of ops themselves. They have a gang of people, aiming for their heads as well. You know, they don't change nothing. But in all true reality, if you have to pay somebody to check in to chill in that area, then you really got to tell yourself, what the fuck are you doing in an area like that where you have to check in to begin with? Then what are you doing with yourself? If you're successful, wealthy, and everything like that, then you shouldn't be in an area where you have to pay to check in. Because if you're trying to still do that illegal shit and trying to be on that, thug shit, then be ready to lose it all then. You don't get a half step. And then wonder why you get robbed for your chains and shit like that. What you think was going to happen? People don't give a fuck who you are. Out here, people ain't starstruck. They ain't like, oh, damn, hey, look who it is. You know what I mean? In the bottom, they don't care for shit like that. They don't give a fuck what movie you were in or how many albums you have. You know? If they see the opportunity, they're taking it, despite, whoever the fuck you think you are. You know? People, have this sense of entitlement and feel, think too highly of themselves. Humble yourself, bro. Because that reality is going to hit quick. Have you been everywhere in Southern California? I want to say everywhere. I've been to a lot of places in Southern California. I want to say everywhere, though. You know what Ronnie in LA is from? No, Ronnie in LA doesn't bang. He's just he's a cool, normal individual. He's cool. But he's not a gang member. He doesn't gang bang or anything like that. His family is affiliated. His family is, from the streets, But he's a cool individual. He just knows people and he's a cool dude. That's why when individuals try to, start some shit with him, it's like, for what? Like, he's not even from the street, bro. Like, leave him alone, dog. Getting busted. Get charged with. Serio. That chicken shit and pay for security is another. I was gonna give. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They see you as a fool and they're gonna take advantage of you. They're exploiting you. That's all that's happening. Like, oh, this was a lame and an idiot. We'll for sure be able to bag him with this. That's why these fools fall for it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, for sure we'll be able to, score off of this fool right here. You know what I'm saying? You see, that's the thing, though. Like, these individuals want to be moving around in areas that they know that are dangerous and shit like that to try to, I don't know, score some points on social media or to try to, give off this image like they're tough or they're really still down here and shit like that. Then understand you will pay the same price that everybody else who roams around this area is going to pay. You're not going to be fucking, you're not going to get no special privilege, just because of your status. So you will be robbed and checked and banged and just like everybody else. So if getting that attention means that much to you where you're going to take that gamble and risk, then by all means go right ahead, but don't be bitching once it happens, though. Just because you wanted to fucking look tough on your social media. Like, oh, I can't believe these fools jacked my chain. What you think was gonna happen, bro? Go back to work, Sean. Now I still got 5 minutes left. All these people getting jacked for their chains. Like, what do you think was gonna happen, bro? What did you think was gonna happen? See, like you see, like the rich folks, right? They don't, have these chains, right? Like all these rappers do. You know what I mean? The real rich individuals don't move around like that, right? And when they do wear their expensive, jewelry or stuff like that, they wear it when they're amongst, other rich individuals, in a wealthy area where they know that far away from criminals and far away from people that are gonna try to jack them, right? They're amongst other people have wealth like them, right? So therefore, they don't have to worry about anything like that. But you'll be trying to rock what you rock in the ghetto, where people are here desperately trying to get out of the struggle and got no money in their pocket and are willing to gamble and throw it all away. Shit, my boy, you asking for it. It's facts. Do you ever get chest pains in your job? Does it go? Nah. Like I'm fucking robed up and everything, right? So, I got the masks and everything like that, so I don't be inhaling that shit. Sweater and everything, so we well good. Yeah, but other individuals, yeah, like the ones that try to be cool and not wear nothing, yeah, they be suffering. But see, we're not stupid. We were born yesterday. Trying to prove that machista shit is just shows a lack of intelligence. As a matter of fact, people like that, it only shows their insecurities. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.